Imagine a land of stark, raw beauty, a new settlement clinging to the edge of a vast unknown continent. This was the colony of New South Wales in the early 1800s. It was a place of convicts, soldiers, and settlers, all trying to build a new world far from home. But they had a very big problem, a problem that touched every part of their lives. They had no money of their own. The British government, thousands of miles away across treacherous seas, had not sent any official currency to its fledgling penal colony. Life had to go on, of course, so people found other ways to trade and survive in this challenging new environment. The marketplace was a chaotic jumble of different systems. People often resorted to barter, the oldest form of trade in the world. You might trade a sack of flour for a pair of sturdy boots, or a few chickens for some much-needed tools. It was a simple system, but it was also clumsy and inefficient. Alongside this, a strange and potent form of currency emerged: rum. The spirit became so important in transactions that this period of history is often called the rum corps era. Soldiers and officials controlled the flow of rum, using it to pay for labour and goods, which gave them immense power and often led to corruption and social chaos. If you were lucky enough to have actual coins, they were likely a confusing mix from all corners of the globe. Sailors and merchants brought with them the money of their homelands. You might find English guineas sitting alongside Dutch guilders, Indian rupees, and Portuguese johannas. Each coin had a different value, a different weight, and a different purity of metal. This created endless arguments and confusion. How many guilders was a rupee worth? Was this Spanish dollar genuine? The lack of a standard, reliable currency was holding the colony back, making every single transaction a difficult negotiation. This monetary chaos was more than just an inconvenience. It was a genuine threat to the stability and future of New South Wales. Without a proper economy, how could the colony grow? How could honest trade flourish? The constant drain of any valuable coins that did arrive was another major issue. Whenever a ship docked in Sydney Harbour, its captain would happily accept any high-value silver or gold coins in payment for goods, and then simply sail away with them. The colony was like a leaky bucket, constantly losing what little hard currency it managed to acquire. Something had to be done, and it would take a man of vision and determination to solve it. Into this financial turmoil stepped Governor Lachlan Macquarie in 1810. He was a Scottish military officer, a man with a grand vision for New South Wales. He didn't see it as just a dumping ground for British convicts. He saw the potential for a proper, functioning society, a new country in the making. Macquarie knew that to achieve his vision of fine buildings, new towns, and a civil society, he first had to solve the money problem. He needed a currency that was reliable, accepted by all, and most importantly, one that would stay within the colony and circulate amongst its people. Macquarie petitioned his superiors in London, asking them to send official coinage, but his requests were ignored. The Napoleonic Wars were raging in Europe, and Britain had more pressing concerns than the monetary troubles of a distant penal colony. Realising he would get no help from home, Macquarie decided to take matters into his own hands. He needed a bold and creative solution. He came up with a plan that was both simple and brilliant. He would not create a currency from scratch, but rather adapt an existing one to suit the colony's unique needs. His choice of coin was the Spanish silver dollar. In 1812, Macquarie took a significant gamble. He secured a loan of £10,000 from the British government, but not to buy British coins. Instead, he used it to purchase 40,000 Spanish silver dollars, which had been captured from the Spanish by the British ship HMS Samarang. These coins, also known as pieces of 8, were one of the world's most trusted trade coins at the time, recognized for their high silver content and consistent weight. They were already circulating in the colony, but Macquarie's plan was not simply to release them into the economy. That would not solve the problem of them leaving on the next trading ship. His idea was to physically and permanently alter every single one of these 40,000 coins. By changing them, he would give them a new, uniquely Australian identity. This would destroy their international value, ensuring they were worthless to a sea captain looking to take them elsewhere. Their value would exist only within the colony of New South Wales. This act of deliberate mutilation was the key to his entire plan. It was a radical step, one that would transform a foreign coin into Australia's very first homegrown currency, solving the money shortage and keeping wealth within the colony's shores. It was a masterstroke of colonial ingenuity. With 40,000 gleaming silver dollars secured, Governor Macquarie needed someone with the skill to perform the delicate operation he had devised. He found his man in an unlikely place. The person chosen for this crucial task was a convicted forger named William Henschel. Henschel had been sentenced to transportation for 7 years for the crime of counterfeiting. Now, in a twist of fate, his illicit skills were precisely what the governor needed to create a legitimate currency. Promised a full pardon for his work, Henschel set about building a workshop and the machinery required for the ambitious project. The process Henschel developed was clever and efficient, designed to create not one, but 2 distinct coins from each single Spanish dollar. His first step was to create a special press. Using this machine, he would punch a hole directly through the center of each Spanish dollar. This action produced a donut-shaped outer ring and a small circular inner piece. This was the core of Macquarie's plan. Suddenly, 1 coin had become 2, immediately increasing the number of coins available for circulation. This was a crucial part of solving the colony's chronic shortage of small change for everyday transactions. The larger ring-shaped coin was given the nickname the Holey Dollar. The small circular piece that had been punched out from the middle was called the dump. Each of these new coins needed its own identity and value. Henschel was tasked with counterstamping them, marking them as official currency of New South Wales. This was the final step that distinguished them from any other piece of silver. The original Spanish markings were still visible on the Holey Dollar, but they were now overstamped with new local information, forever tying them to their new home. It took William Henschel over a year to complete the monumental task of individually punching and stamping all 40,000 coins. It was painstaking, repetitive work, but the result was a triumph. From the original shipment of Spanish silver, he had successfully created 40,000 Holey dollars and 40,000 dumps. The colony's supply of coins had effectively been doubled, and a unique currency had been born. Henschel, true to the governor's word, received his pardon and became a free man, his legacy literally stamped onto the foundations of Australia's economic history. To ensure these new coins were accepted and trusted, they had to be clearly marked with their new, official status. William Henschel's work went beyond simply punching a hole. For the Holey Dollar, he engraved a new inscription around the inner edge of the hole he had just created. He stamped the words New South Wales on one side and the date, 1813, on the other. Crucially, he also stamped the coin's new value, 5 shillings, onto it. This was a clever move by Governor Macquarie, as the original Spanish dollar was worth 5 shillings. By giving the ring the full value, he instantly created the value for the second coin. The smaller coin, the dump, also received its own distinct markings. It was stamped with a crown on one side to signify its authority as official government currency. Below the crown, the words New South Wales were inscribed. On the reverse side, Henschel stamped its value, 15 pence. By doing this, Macquarie had ingeniously increased the total value of the original coin. A 5-shilling Spanish dollar now yielded a 5-shilling Holey dollar and a 15-pence dump, making a total of 6 shillings and 3 pence. This 25% profit helped the government pay for the entire project and turn a small profit. The physical details of these coins are fascinating. The Holey dollar, being the outer ring, retained much of the original design of the Spanish dollar, including the portrait of the Spanish king and the Pillars of Hercules. Its new Australian markings were stamped over these existing features. The silver content was high, as inherited from the Spanish coin. The dump was simpler, a small disc of solid silver with only its new colonial markings. Together, they formed a cohesive system, with the Holey Dollar serving as the high-value coin and the dump providing the much-needed small change for daily purchases. Of the original 40,000 coins transformed by Henschel, very few survive today. It is estimated that only around 300 Holey Dollars and perhaps 1,000 dumps are known to exist. This incredible scarcity is a key reason for their immense value to collectors. Each surviving coin is a tiny, tangible piece of a much larger story. The faint traces of the Spanish design, overlaid with the bold, clear stamp of New South Wales, tell a tale of desperation, ingenuity, and the birth of a new nation's economic independence. They are not just old coins, they are historical documents forged in silver. Once they were officially released in 1814, the Holey Dollar and Dump quickly entered circulation and began to do the job Governor Macquarie had intended. For the first time, the people of New South Wales had a currency they could call their own. They were easy to recognise, and their values were clearly stated. A Holey Dollar was worth a significant amount, enough to buy a substantial quantity of goods, while the dump was perfect for smaller everyday transactions. Finally, there was a reliable alternative to the confusing mess of foreign coins and the unstable, corrupting influence of rum. The coins were an immediate success. People embraced them, and the descriptive nicknames Holey Dollar and Dump stuck. These names were simple, direct, and a bit cheeky, perfectly matching the character of the early colony. They were the people's coins, and they had the people's names. This popular acceptance was vital. A currency is only valuable if people believe in it and are willing to use it. The residents of Sydney, Parramatta, and the surrounding settlements trusted these new coins, and they finally began to circulate freely, oiling the wheels of the growing colonial economy. The Holey Dollar and Dump did more than just simplify trade, they helped to stabilise the entire society. With a formal currency in place, the government could pay soldiers and public workers with official money rather than with promissory notes or provisions. This reduced the power of the corrupt rum corps and helped establish a more orderly and fair system of commerce. Workers could be paid a fair wage in cash, which they could then spend on goods at the market, knowing exactly what their money was worth. It was a crucial step in moving New South Wales from a penal settlement towards a functioning civil society. The very design of the coins served as a constant physical reminder of Governor Macquarie's plan. Because they had been mutilated, they held no value to international traders. A ship's captain would not accept a Holey Dollar because it was no longer a standard Spanish dollar that could be traded in Canton or London. The coins were trapped in Australia, forced to circulate among the colonists. Macquarie's brilliant plan had worked perfectly. The money stayed home, stimulating local trade, encouraging enterprise, and helping to build the economic foundations for the future nation. The Holey Dollar and the Dump served the colony of New South Wales faithfully for over a decade, providing much-needed monetary stability during a critical period of growth. However, by the 1820s, the situation was changing once again. The British government, with the Napoleonic Wars now a distant memory, finally began to take a more active interest in the administration of its colonies. They decided it was time to establish a standardised sterling currency across the entire British Empire. This meant that the days of Macquarie's unique, locally made coins were numbered. In 1825, the British Treasury began shipping large quantities of official sterling silver and copper coins to Australia. The plan was to replace all the makeshift currencies that had sprung up, including the Holey Dollar and Dump, with proper British money. An official order was given for the recall of Macquarie's coins. People were instructed to hand in their Holey Dollars and Dumps to the colonial treasury. In exchange, they would receive the equivalent value in brand new British shillings and pence. The recall process began, marking the end of an era for Australia's first homegrown currency. The primary purpose of this recall was to melt the old coins down. The silver from the Holey Dollars and Dumps was to be recovered and shipped back to London as bullion. It was a purely economic decision, designed to tidy up the imperial monetary system. For the government, these coins were no longer a clever solution, but an anomaly that needed to be removed. As a result, the vast majority of the 40,000 Holey Dollars and 40,000 dumps that had been so painstakingly created were gathered up, thrown into the melting pot, and destroyed forever. Their silver was recycled, and their unique history was erased. Fortunately, not every single coin was handed in. A small number managed to escape the furnace. Some colonists may have kept a few as keepsakes, mementos of a time when the colony had to fend for itself. Others may have been lost, buried in the ground and forgotten for a century or more. Some might have been taken by people leaving the colony, kept as a souvenir of their time in Australia. It is because of these few surviving pieces that we know the story today. The official destruction of the currency is the very reason the remaining examples are so incredibly rare. The handful of Holey Dollars and dumps that survived the Great Recall of the 1820s are now among the most sought-after treasures in Australian numismatics, the study of coins. Their incredible rarity, combined with their compelling story, makes them exceptionally valuable. With only around 300 Holey Dollars and about 1,000 dumps known to exist, the laws of supply and demand have driven their prices to astonishing heights. For collectors, owning one is like owning a foundational piece of Australian history, a direct link to the days of Governor Macquarie and the convict colony. The value of a Holey Dollar depends on several factors, including its condition, its clarity, and its provenance, the story of who has owned it over the years. Some coins are more special than others. For example, the finest known specimen is the Hannibal Head Holey Dollar. This particular coin was made from a Spanish dollar minted in Lima, Peru, and features a unique, almost portrait-like depiction of the Spanish king, which collectors nicknamed after the Carthaginian general. This specific coin set a world record, selling at auction for over $500,000 Australian dollars. It is considered the pinnacle for any collector of Australian coins. Even the humble dump can command a very high price. While more numerous than the Holey Dollar, they are still exceptionally rare. The quality of the strike and the clarity of the crown and date can significantly affect their value. Collectors also look for specific die varieties, subtle differences that occurred during Henschel's stamping process. Each coin is, in a way, unique. A high-quality dump can easily be worth tens of thousands of dollars, and the very best examples have sold for over $100,000, a staggering sum for such a small piece of silver. The story behind these coins is a huge part of their appeal. They are not just rare metal discs, they are artifacts that tell a story of ingenuity, survival, and nation-building. Collectors are not just buying a coin, they are buying the legend of the convict forger, the visionary governor, and the birth of a nation's economy. This historical significance adds a layer of value that cannot be measured in dollars alone. Every surviving Holey Dollar and dump is a tiny monument to a pivotal moment when Australia began to forge its own identity, separate from that of Great Britain. Today, the surviving Holey Dollars and dumps are scattered across the globe, cherished as priceless historical artifacts. A significant number of the finest examples are held in public institutions where they can be preserved and appreciated by everyone. Major museums in Australia, such as the National Museum of Australia in Canberra and the Powerhouse Museum in Sydney, proudly display these coins as centerpieces of their colonial history exhibits. They serve as powerful teaching tools, allowing visitors to come face to face with the very first currency of their nation. Financial institutions also play a key role in preserving this heritage. The Reserve Bank of Australia, the country's central bank, maintains a museum of Australian currency that features a superb collection of Holey Dollars and dumps. Similarly, some of the older commercial banks, which have their own roots in the colonial era, have acquired these coins over the years for their corporate collections. For these institutions, the Holey Dollar is a symbol of Australia's financial history and a testament to the long journey from makeshift currency to a modern, stable economy. Of course, a large number of the surviving coins are in the hands of private collectors. These individuals are often passionate historians and custodians of the coins they own. They spend years, and sometimes fortunes, tracking down and acquiring the best possible examples. These private collections are incredibly important. The research and scholarship undertaken by dedicated collectors have greatly contributed to our understanding of the coins, helping to identify different varieties and trace the history of individual pieces. Often, these coins are loaned to museums for special exhibitions, sharing their story with a wider audience. From time to time, a Holey Dollar or a dump will appear for sale at a major auction, causing a great deal of excitement in the collecting world. These sales are major events, often attracting international attention and setting new price records. Each transaction adds another chapter to the coin's long story, as it passes from one custodian to the next. Whether they are sitting in a climate-controlled museum vault, a bank's display case, or a collector's private safe, each surviving Holey Dollar and Dump is a treasured link to Australia's fascinating and rugged beginnings. The Holey Dollar and Dump are so much more than just old, valuable coins. They represent a pivotal moment in Australian history, a time when the fledgling colony took a bold step towards self-sufficiency. They are the physical embodiment of Governor Macquarie's vision and determination. He saw a problem that was crippling his society, and instead of waiting for help that would never come, he forged his own solution. This spirit of practical ingenuity, of making do with what you have and turning it into something new and useful, has become a celebrated part of the Australian character. These coins are a direct link to the convict story that lies at the heart of modern Australia. The fact that a convicted forger, William Henschel, was chosen to create the colony's first official currency is a powerful tale of redemption. It shows that in this new world, a person's skills and ability to contribute were more important than their past. Henschel's story is a miniature version of the broader colonial experience, where convicts who had served their time could go on to become successful citizens, contributing to the building of a new society. The coins are a testament to that promise of a second chance. The cultural significance of the Holey Dollar continues to this day. Its unique, iconic shape is instantly recognisable. In 1988, to celebrate Australia's bicentenary, the Royal Australian Mint issued a special commemorative silver dollar with a hole in the middle, paying homage to Macquarie's original coin. The name Holey Dollar has also been adopted by businesses, and even a major Australian financial company, a nod to this foundational story of economic innovation. It has become a symbol of Australian heritage, resourcefulness, and the creation of value from a challenging situation. In the end, the story of the Holey Dollar and the Dump is the story of Australia's birth in microcosm. It is a tale of turning a problem into an opportunity, of creating a unique identity, and of building a future from the raw materials at hand. These simple pieces of silver, punched and stamped by a convict on the other side of the world, did more than just buy goods at the market. They helped to build a nation's economy and, in doing so, forged a legend. They are Australia's first coins, and their legacy is as valuable and enduring as the silver from which they were made.